American growers in their 50s and 60s, walking their yard this late summer, step over 16 medicinal plants without ever knowing it. Not because you were careless, because nobody ever showed you these 16 wild growers carry documented traditional value hiding in plain sight. Before plant number 1, drop your state right now, because your USDA zone completely changes which of these performs best for you. Find yours and pay attention. And the one at number 7, kept quietly off every mainstream shelf since your great-grandmother's time. Here is what most miss. Plant number 1, American ginseng, walked past every single summer by growers who have no idea a single dried root can fetch $500 to $800 a pound on the specialty herbal market overseas. Deep in the shaded hardwood understory, its distinctive 3-pronged leaf cluster and small cluster of bright red berries sit low against the dark, undisturbed forest floor litter. Zones 3 through 8, deep shade, moist, rich soil. Its human-shaped root has been documented and prized for centuries among North America's most sought-after native plants. Traditional Chinese medicine traders have paid premium prices for age-deeply wrinkled roots for more than 2 centuries. A $25 nursery plant can mature into a root worth $800 a pound once properly aged. Most American growers make the fatal error of planting it in full sun instead of deep shade. That single mistake kills the plant within 1 season, erasing years of future root value entirely. Get the placement right from the very start, and that same root can become a multi-generational planting passed down for decades. Because ginseng is only the beginning of what's quietly rooted in yards across the country and never once identified. What plant, spot, or situation in your yard has defeated every single thing you have tried? And somewhere in this video is the story of a grower in their 60s in the Midwest who mowed over the exact same weeds for 20 years. That story is coming. Keep watching. Plant number 2, black cohosh, $16 at the local nursery. Yet its documented traditional use spans multiple indigenous nations across centuries of recorded American herbal practice. Its tall, white bottlebrush blooms rise waist high through the shaded woodland understory each summer, drawing silent moths that visit almost exclusively after nightfall, long after most American growers have already gone inside for the evening. Zones 3 through 8, moist, rich woodland soil, partial shade. Its tall, white bottlebrush blooms attract night flying moths specifically, a pollination link almost no grower notices in their own yard. Documented traditional use spans multiple indigenous nations, recorded as one of early America's most significant native root remedies. A $16 nursery plant once established replaces herbal market cohosh extract costing $40 to $60 a year. Most American growers mistakenly plant it in dry garden soil instead of consistently moist woodland conditions. That single moisture mistake stunts bloom production for years, erasing the plant's full herbal market value entirely. Get the moisture right, and black cohosh rewards patient growers with decades of dependable summer blooms, drawing nightly pollinator activity most neighbors never notice. But not every native plant here needs shade and moisture. The next one thrives on old fire history and grows 3 completely different leaf shapes from a single tree, hiding in plain sight along fence lines nationwide. Plant number 3, sassafras, $24 at the nursery. Yet one mature native tree can grow 3 entirely different leaf shapes at the very same time. Along woodland edges and old fence lines, its oval, mitten, and 3-lobed leaves flutter together on the very same low branch, confusing even experienced foragers who assume they are looking at 3 completely separate species. Zones 4 through 9. Full sun to light shade, well-drained soil. One single sassafras tree produces 3 completely distinct leaf shapes simultaneously, a trait almost no other native tree shares. Its aromatic root bark was historically used for traditional tea long before modern regulation limited that specific practice. A $24 nursery sapling matures into a specimen tree valued well above typical ornamental pricing at maturity. Most American growers confuse young saplings with invasive look, alike spreading through the same fence lines. Removing the wrong sapling by mistake costs years of lost growth and wastes that very spring's entire investment. That historic root tea tradition faded decades ago, but the tree itself still marks old homestead lines across the eastern half of the country, waiting to be recognized again. And the next plant on this list blooms almost exactly on one specific summer day every single year, named for that exact date centuries ago. Drop your state below. Your zone changes which of these performs best for you. Plant number 4, St. John's wort, $11 at the nursery, and the very plant that blooms almost exactly on June 24th every single year, named for that exact feast day centuries ago. Its bright yellow star-shaped flowers open in dense clusters along upright stems, timed so precisely that early growers used its bloom date as a natural calendar marker long before printed calendars existed. Zones 3 through 8, full sun, well-drained rich soil. Its bloom timing was so reliable that early European settlers used it as a living calendar marker each summer. It remains one of the most extensively researched traditional herbs in modern botanical and pharmacological study. An $11 plant establishes into a permanent patch-replacing store extract, costing $30 every single month. Most American growers plant it near grazing livestock without knowing large amounts can cause photosensitivity in animals. That oversight risks costly veterinary bills and an entire pasture fenced off for the rest of the season. If you are watching and not yet subscribed, here is what that actually means. YouTube stops putting this content in your feed entirely, not slows it, stops. Natural Verge releases plant knowledge every single week, built for American viewers who want real results, not generic advice. Hit subscribe now because it is free, and it always will be. Plant number 5, wild yam, $14 at the nursery. Easy to dismiss as just another ordinary twining vine climbing quietly along the fence line. Its heart-shaped leaves and slender stems wind upward through surrounding shrubs and fence wire, so easily overlooked that most growers never notice it until autumn frost strips away the tangle of leaves it hides beneath all season long. Zones 4 through 9, partial shade, consistently moist soil. Its twining heart-shaped leaves are so easy to overlook, disguised entirely as just another ordinary garden vine. Documented traditional use appears across multiple herbal traditions, referenced consistently and carefully in early American plant records. A $14 vine spreads into a self-sustaining patch, offsetting specialty herbal extract priced near $40 an ounce. Most American growers mistakenly confuse it with ornamental yam vines sold purely for decorative foliage at garden centers. That confusion leads to wasted identification time and a missed patch worth real herbal value every single season. Confirm the species before any use, and wild yam becomes a quietly productive addition to the shaded garden border for years to come. The next plant on this list gets mistaken for something far more feared, growing along the very same fence lines without a single thorn or rash in sight, completely and entirely harmless to the touch. Plant number 6, wild sarsaparilla, $13 at the nursery, and the exact plant most experienced growers still mistake for poison ivy on first sight alone. Its compound leaflets echo the 3-leaf poison ivy silhouette almost perfectly. Yet the stem texture, berry cluster, and overall growth habit reveal a completely different, entirely harmless native plant once you know exactly what to look for. Zones 3 through 8, partial shade, rich woodland soil. Its leaf shape mimics poison ivy so closely that even careful, Experienced foragers pause before ever touching it. Its root was historically used to flavor traditional American root beer, long before synthetic flavoring replaced it entirely. A $13 plant naturalizes into a spreading patch, offsetting specialty root beer extract priced near $20 a bottle. Most American growers pull it entirely, mistaking the harmless leaflets for the poison ivy growing right beside it. That single misidentification destroys years of established growth over one brief moment of understandable caution. Learn the leaf and stem difference once, and you will never again pull a harmless native plant, mistaking it for poison ivy. The next plant on this list generates its own internal heat and can melt the snow around itself before anything else even wakes up for spring. Have you ever grown a plant you later found out had a completely different traditional use than you assumed? Drop it below. Plant number 7, skunk cabbage. The exact plant this entire video already promised you, and the one that literally melts the snow surrounding itself before anything else even stirs from winter. Its hooded, purple-brown spathe generates internal heat through a rare biological process, warming the soil around its base weeks before any other native plant dares to emerge from the frozen wetland ground. Zones 3 through 7, wet soil, partial shade. Its internal heat generation is one of the only true examples of thermogenesis found anywhere in the native plant world. It remains one of the very first plants to emerge every single year, often weeks before the last frost fully clears. A $14 plant establishes into a permanent wetland edge patch requiring zero yearly replanting cost whatsoever. Most American growers plant it directly beside walkways without realizing damaged leaves release a strong, unmistakable odor. That single placement mistake turns a fascinating native plant into an unwelcome surprise near the back door. Place it far from any walkway, and skunk cabbage becomes the earliest, most reliable sign that spring has genuinely arrived each year, long before any calendar confirms it. And earlier at the start of this video, I mentioned a grower who mowed over plants exactly like this one for 20 years without ever once realizing what they actually were. That story is finally here. Earlier at the start of this video, I mentioned a grower in his 60s in the Midwest, Zone 6. This is that story. For 20 years, he mowed over self-heal and yarrow along his fence line without a second thought, until a forager neighbor stopped him mid-mow one afternoon and pointed to university extension records, confirming exactly what had been growing there the entire time, unnoticed and unmown for 2 full decades. Now leaves 3 separate patches unmown every season, a decision that has saved him roughly $140 a year in herbal tea purchases alone. This next plant is not in any catalog, not on any nursery shelf. It exists on this list because you stayed long enough to deserve it. The same way his own backyard finally revealed what had been there the entire time, waiting patiently to be noticed. Plant number 8, goldenrod. The one blamed every single fall for an allergy it does not actually cause, while the real culprit blooms quietly beside it completely unnoticed. Its bright yellow clusters blanket roadside verges and meadow edges each late summer. Heavy pollen grains too sticky and large to travel far on wind. Zones 2 through 8. Full sun, average soil. It gets wrongly blamed for fall allergies actually caused by ragweed blooming at the exact same time each year. Documented traditional use includes a soothing herbal tea, brewed and passed down across generations of American households. An $8 plant naturalizes into a permanent roadside patch, offsetting specialty allergy, soothing tea blends priced near $18 a box. Most American growers plant it near ragweed, assuming both plants are simply the same misunderstood weed. That assumption wastes an entire season's identification effort and leaves the real allergy trigger completely unaddressed. Learn the difference once, and goldenrod becomes a welcome late summer bloomer instead of a wrongly blamed nuisance pulled out each fall by mistake. The next plant on this list has a stem that appears to pierce straight through its own leaves entirely. One of the single most distinctive identification features found anywhere on this whole list. Plant number 9, boneset, $11 at the nursery, and the plant with a stem that appears to pierce directly through its own paired leaves. One of the clearest identification markers on this entire list. Its flat-topped clusters of small white blooms rise from damp meadow edges each late summer, standing out clearly once a grower knows to look for that unmistakable pierced stem structure hiding along wetland margins nationwide. Zones 4 through 8, full sun to partial shade, moist soil. Its stem appears to pierce directly through paired leaves, a distinctive feature used for identification since early American herbal practice. It remains one of the most documented traditional fever remedies recorded throughout early American herbal medicine history. An $11 plant establishes into a dependable wetland edge patch, offsetting specialty fever tea blends priced near $16 a box. Most American growers place it in soil that cycles between wet and dry instead of consistently moist ground. That inconsistency stresses the plant for its entire first season, delaying bloom and reducing its future patch size. Keep the moisture consistent, and boneset rewards patient growers with a dependable, distinctive wetland edge patch every single season without fail. Have you ever grown a plant? Not in a pot, not in a greenhouse, but directly in your own garden, that turned out to be something entirely different than you first assumed it was? Drop it below. Plant number 10, self-heal, $6 at the nursery, and the tiny purple-bloomed plant most American homeowners mow over weekly, mistaking it for nothing more than a common lawn weed. It grows low and spreads flat against the ground, tolerating regular mowing in a way most medicinal plants on this list simply cannot survive, hiding in plain sight across nearly every suburban lawn nationwide. Zones 3 through 9, full sun to partial shade, average soil. Its tiny purple blooms are so easily mistaken for a common lawn weed that most homeowners never once look closer. It spreads low and tolerates regular mowing, unlike most medicinal plants that require careful, undisturbed placement. A $6 plant naturalizes into a permanent lawn patch, offsetting specialty soothing tea blends priced near $14 a box. Most American growers apply herbicide lawn treatments that kill it before it can ever be recognized or used. That single treatment erases years of quiet, self-sustaining growth in one single weekend application. Skip the herbicide on just one small patch, and self-heal rewards a patient homeowner with a permanent, mowing-tolerant native plant every single year without fail. This next one has been passed down through generations of herbal tradition, specifically for women's wellness, and it has been growing quietly in American gardens far longer than most people ever realize. Plant number 11, motherwort, $9 at the nursery, and the very plant, named for its long traditional association with maternal wellness practices, passed down across generations. Its tall spikes of small pink-purple blooms rise above deeply serrated foliage, spreading readily along garden borders once established. A hardy presence most growers walk past without ever learning its documented herbal history. Zones 3 through 7, full sun to partial shade, average soil. Its name reflects a long traditional association with maternal wellness practices, passed down through generations of American herbal households. It remains extremely hardy and self-seeds readily, establishing itself in gardens with almost no additional care required. A $9 plant naturalizes into a permanent patch, offsetting specialty calming tea blends priced near $15 a box. Most American growers allow its seed heads to spread completely unchecked across the entire garden bed. That oversight lets it naturalize aggressively, crowding out neighboring plants within just 2 or 3 seasons. Manage the seed heads each fall, and motherwort stays a contained, generations-old addition to any garden border without ever taking over. The next plant on this list carries a documented history stretching back to ancient battlefield wound care, and its feathery foliage still doubles as an ornamental border plant across the country today. Plant number 12, common yarrow, $9 at the nursery, and the plant with documented use dating back to ancient battlefield wound care across multiple cultures spanning centuries. Its feathery, fern-like foliage doubles as a striking ornamental border plant, quietly serving two completely different purposes at once in gardens where most homeowners only ever notice the second one. Zones 3 through 9. Full sun, lean, well-drained soil. Its documented use dates back to ancient battlefield wound care recorded across multiple cultures and centuries of herbal tradition. Its feathery foliage doubles as an ornamental border plant, blending seamlessly into any American perennial garden. A $9 plant naturalizes into a lasting patch, offsetting specialty herbal tincture blends priced near $20 a bottle. Most American growers plant it in rich, fertile soil, causing tall, floppy, unattractive growth. Leaner soil keeps it upright and noticeably more potent for its documented traditional use. Skip the rich fertilizer entirely, and yarrow rewards patient growers with a lasting, upright, historically significant border plant. And now the plant early travelers used as a natural torch. Its dried stalk actually burns like a candle once you know exactly how it was traditionally prepared. Did you believe herbicide was the only way to clear a weedy lawn patch? Be completely honest in the comments. Plant number 13, common mullein, $7 at the nursery, and the plant whose dried flower stalk was historically dipped in fat and used as a natural torch by early American travelers. Its tall, velvety stalk and soft silvery leaves rise from roadside gravel and dry meadow edges. A hardy biennial most growers pull as an unwanted weed long before ever learning its documented traditional use. Zones 3 through 9. Full sun, dry, well-drained soil. Its dried flower stalk was historically dipped in fat and used as a torch by early American travelers on long journeys. It remains a biennial that self-seeds readily, establishing a permanent stand once left undisturbed for 2 full seasons. A $7 plant naturalizes into a lasting patch, offsetting specialty respiratory tea blends priced near $17 a box. Most American growers pull it as an unwanted weed during its very first year of growth. That mistake removes the plant entirely before it ever reaches its distinctive, recognizable flowering second year. This channel exists for Americans who have spent enough seasons making expensive mistakes they were never once warned about. If that is you, and if you are in your 50s or 60s, subscribe right now. Every single week brings zone-aware, dollar-grounded content built for your actual life. And now the flower that opens and closes on its own daily schedule, like it is quietly keeping time. Plant number 14, chicory, $7 at the nursery, and the plant whose sky blue flowers close by early afternoon every single day, following a strict internal clock passed down through generations of roadside growth. Verge, its bright blooms open fresh each morning along gravel verges and meadow edges, then fold shut hours later, a daily rhythm most growers drive past without ever once noticing its precision. Zones 3 through 9. Full sun. Average to poor soil. Its sky blue flowers close by early afternoon every single day, following a strict internal clock unlike almost any other roadside plant. Its root was historically used as a coffee substitute, especially valued during periods of limited coffee availability. A $7 plant naturalizes into a lasting roadside patch, offsetting specialty coffee substitute blends priced near $12 a bag. Most American growers mow the roadside edge before it ever has a chance to bloom. That early mowing prevents full identification and erases the season's entire visible patch. Let it bloom just one season before mowing, and chicory rewards patient growers with a reliable, clock-like roadside patch every single year. The next plant on this list is one of the most widely documented traditional herbs in all of Western herbalism, and it has been quietly improving the soil beneath it the entire time. Plant number 15, red clover, $7 at the nursery, and one of the most widely documented traditional herbs in all of Western herbalism, referenced across centuries of recorded use. Its small, pink, purple globe blooms dot meadow edges and lawn borders everywhere, quietly fixing nitrogen in the soil as it grows and improving the health of every plant growing near it. Zones 4 through 8, full sun, average soil. It remains one of the most widely documented traditional herbs in all of Western herbalism, referenced across generations of recorded use. It also fixes nitrogen in the surrounding soil, quietly improving the health of every plant growing nearby it. A $7 plant naturalizes into a lasting meadow patch, offsetting specialty herbal extract blends priced near $19 a bottle. Most American growers eliminate it with herbicide treatment before it is ever recognized for its documented use. That single treatment removes both the herbal value and the soil, improving benefit entirely. Skip the herbicide on just one patch, and red clover rewards a patient homeowner with both soil improvement and documented herbal value for years. What plant, spot, or situation in your yard has defeated every single thing you have tried? And the final plant on this list has been called nature's own band-aid in folk tradition for generations. Plant number 16, broadleaf plantain, $5 at the nursery, and the plant often called nature's band-aid in folk tradition, found in nearly every single lawn across North America. Its broad, ribbed leaves thrive in compacted soil where almost nothing else survives, quietly documented as one of the most recognized traditional use plants on this entire list, despite being dismissed constantly as an unwanted lawn weed. Zones 3 through 9, full sun to partial shade, any soil. It is often called nature's band-aid in folk tradition, a name passed down through generations of American households. It thrives in compacted soil where almost nothing else survives, spreading reliably in the toughest, most overlooked corners of any yard. A $5 plant naturalizes into a permanent lawn patch, offsetting specialty soothing salve blends priced near $13 a jar. Most American growers dismiss it entirely as an unwanted lawn weed without ever learning its history. That dismissal overlooks one of the most documented traditional use plants on this entire list. Leave one small corner unmown, and broadleaf plantain rewards any homeowner with a permanent, documented traditional use plant every single year, without fail. That is 16 plants total, all quietly growing in plain sight across yards, just like yours right now. And 3 more things about this entire list deserve their own moment before we close. 3 things about this list that almost no single source puts together in one place, all confirmed against university extension herbal monographs. The 1 leaf shape rule that separates wild sarsaparilla from poison ivy safely. 5 leaflets in an umbrella pattern, never 3. Growing from a woody stem instead of a hairy climbing vine. Common mullein is identifiable in its non-flowering first year by its low, soft, silvery green rosette, pressed flat against bare or gravelly ground. Third, several of these plants, red clover especially, improve soil health for every neighboring plant simply by being left alone to grow completely undisturbed year after year. 16 plants total, and every single one replaces something you would otherwise buy at a store, season after season, quietly compounding in value the longer each patch is left standing untouched. Here is exactly where to begin, based on your own zone right now, before the season changes. Here is exactly where to begin. Zone to plants to dollar. Zones 2 through 5. Goldenrod, boneset, self-heal, common yarrow, common malign, and broadleaf plantain are your 6 cold-hardy wild medicinals, together offsetting roughly $90 to $120 every single year in herbal market purchases, and each one tolerates hard frost with zero winter protection ever needed. Zones 5 through 9. American ginseng, black cohosh, sassafras, and wild yam are your 4 warm zone wild medicinals, together carrying the highest individual value on this entire list, once properly established in shaded, moisture-rich ground, across a single backyard border. Confirm identification now, before frost changes leaf shape and color entirely. Miss this window, and your first confirmed result waits a full year. You just discovered 16 plants with real documented history growing wild, right where you have been walking past them every single season for years without ever once recognizing them. If this changes how you see your own yard, hit like right now so other American growers can find this exact list too. Comment which of these you have seen in your own yard without ever knowing what it truly was. Then subscribe to Natural Verge, because serious growers stop mowing over documented history and start recognizing it for what it really is. The plants your great-grandmother knew are still out there, waiting. We find them every single week.